All right, guys, welcome back to Hard City Hockey. My name is Will. I changed the name again. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Original name, actually. So we need to talk about this massive F up that is the Four Nations face off. Don't get me wrong. USA versus Canada was probably the best hockey game I've ever seen. It was really fun. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it was fun. That game was awesome. But, like, not having Russia in the tournament is a huge miss. I don't care about the war in Ukraine. Yeah, it's terrible. We shouldn't go to war. Let's have peace, but let's also not bring hockey and politics together. It has no room for that. Storm agrees. That's an agree. So, look, there's no room for politics and hockey. It's stupid. It has nothing to do with anything. And the tournament is kind of janky now. Like, it's USA versus Canada. The other two teams are good, but they're not as good as as Canada or USA. Just period. Like, they have good players on the team. Don't get me wrong. Great players on the team. They're just not that good at, like, they're just not. Arguably, Finland might be better than Canada at this point because of the goaltending, but, like, the fact that the Russian players are not in this tournament is a huge loss. This is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Russia is arguably one of the best teams. Like, they are good. Imagine having this line in the Four Nations face-off. Alexander Ovechkin, Nikita Kucherov, Kaprizov, Sergachev, Nikita Zadorov on one line. That would be a line. And you're going to sit there and tell me that this is a good tournament without those players in it? This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Don't get me wrong. Was the USA Canada game epic and great? And yes, they fought in the first 9 seconds. It was awesome. The game was awesome. USA beat the snot out of them. That was awesome. And, these disgusting people want to boo USA. I really hope we don't do that in Boston. I hope we cheer Team Canada. Cheer Team Canada because that's what we do in America. There's no reason to boo another country's national anthem. Terribly unsportsmanlike. Matthew Tkachuk and Miller beat the snot out of those guys. Who cares if they got a couple licks in? I don't care. They fought for their country. That was well played by them. But the simple fact that there's so many losses in this tournament, and let me just go ahead and name the biggest one. The Russian players are not in the tournament, and it ruins it for me. I'm sorry. The Russian players are arguably the greatest players in the NHL. I want to bring politics, and it sucks that they're bringing politics into this. Like, does the war in Ukraine is the war in Ukraine terrible? Yes, it's a terrible thing. People are dying. We want peace. We don't want war. But there's no place and no reason for that to be in our community. Zero. It has absolutely nothing to do with anything. Like, nothing. Like, it's just an unbelievable miss by the NHL. Like, you could have named them like the other team, and we would have been happy with that. Like, they're all Russian players. The other team just I don't know, do something creative or something. But like the fact that these guys aren't in the tournament, it's mind-boggling to me, and it's upsetting because I want to see the greatest players face each other, and this is not the greatest players. I'm sorry. Finland and Sweden are not better than Russia at any stretch of the imagination. They're just not. There's great players on both of those teams, but they're arguably better than USA and Russia, and you're going to sit there and tell me that this is the best on best tournament in the NHL? This is full of shit. It's bullshit. It's all garbage. And let's talk about the second miss, which is the simple fact that the jerseys are not available to buy, like, basically at all. I ordered a Sidney Crosby jersey on like February 2nd, and they're telling me it hasn't even processed. I canceled the order today. It's not even processed yet. Just fathom that. It's the 17th. Like, and the order still didn't process. What am I supposed to do when the jersey comes? It says February 1st. It'll ship February 28th. Why would they make a jersey? Oh, you know who all got jerseys? YouTubers. YouTubers got jerseys. They got the jerseys with no players on them. That's stupid. How hard is it to stitch a freaking player on a jersey? It's not that hard. Why are they not prepared to have 5,000 Sidney Crosby jerseys stitched? Like, everybody's gonna order a Sidney Crosby, Cale Makar, and Nathan MacKinnon jersey. Like, those are the main three, right? Like, those are the jerseys they should make thousands of with the numbers and stuff. But no, they like weighed it for a base by base because people are gonna cancel them, get pissed off their shipping. It's just a terrible. The whole thing is terrible. It's absolutely terrible that they aren't shipping these jerseys. Like, why would you even want? First of all, why would you even want a team country jersey when it's like maybe some of the last time some of these players maybe ever wearing these jerseys or with that number combo on the jersey or whatever? Like, why would you get the nation jersey without the player on it? It makes zero sense. Like, you have to get Crosby Canada. It may be the last time he's ever in a Canadian jersey. So you have to get Crosby, right? Like, but the fact that I can't get it and review it on the channel until March when the tournament's long gone and over, I'm sorry, man. It's just bad. It's bad. That's really terrible. But like, oh, these YouTubers got them mailed to them and stuff like that. Like, oh, buy our stuff. Like all these YouTubers show, oh, it's great. It's so pretty and nice. And oh, you know, like let's market the shit out of it and then not let anybody have it. The only way really to get is like go to the stadium. But even then they don't have like players. Very rare they have the players on there. This is stupid. The whole thing is so dumb. The third miss by me, this is a personal opinion. I don't know if a lot of people are going to agree with this. I don't see any reason why they're having this in the middle of the season. I get they got rid of the All-Star game for this. Makes a little bit of sense that in that way. But like, let's keep the All-Star game and put this tournament in the middle of the summertime where it would be so dope. Like, could you imagine? Could you imagine having an actual best on best? We got to include Russia in an actual best on best competition. I'm sorry, NHL and Gary Bettman, but like, you missed on that one. NHL fans want to see their best on best players with Russia included. It makes this is so absurd to me. Anyway, we don't have Russia in, and it just makes it's just bullshit. It's USA versus Canada. That's what this is. So if Canada doesn't win this game tonight and like it ends up being USA Finland, this whole thing is just garbage. The whole product is garbage. Throw it out. Get rid of it. It's never make this happen again, please. We'll just stick to the international competition. And in that sense, like maybe you won't be able to have the Russia team in it because like some of them are actually in war. So like maybe they don't have a full team, but like in that situation, like we need to pardon this. Trump needs to do something, like step in. We need Russia in the tournament, NHL. Anyway, so for me personally, in the summertime, there's absolutely nothing. Like we're watching baseball, and it's the middle of like let's say like all like July, right? Like this third week in July. Perfect. There hasn't been hockey in months. We're dying. I'm fiending for it. We're like ready, and then all of a sudden you get a best on best tournament for 2 weeks of this in the summer. It would be like the World Cup. You know how pumped up people would be for this in the summer? Like the NHL is so stupid. They have no idea how this fan base thinks. We want hockey. I want it in the middle of the summertime. I don't even want the season stopped right now. The season was fire. It's so close. Everything is so close. And they just stopped it. They just stop. They just stop. And some of these guys haven't played a game in freaking 2 weeks. It's so dumb. I'm just mad at this whole thing, guys. Like, tell me your thoughts below. Do you guys agree with me? I don't know. Maybe I'm on my own on this, and that's fine. I'm on my own on a lot of things. But like this is just terrible. I mean, is the game fun to watch? Oh yeah, it's great. You know what I mean? Like cool. We're gonna watch the game tonight. Sure. There's no hockey on. There's literally nothing to watch. There's nothing. There's no football. There's no baseball. This is the hockey product. And this is what we get. Best on best, quote unquote, bullshit. This is BS. This is not best on best hockey. I'm sorry, anybody who thinks this is the real NHL best on best is you're mistaken. You're sadly mistaken. We need the Russian players. I don't know, man. I'm sorry, guys. But like, share, subscribe for more content. And let me know your thoughts below. See you guys.